Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology Unit 1, an introduction with medical terminology. My name is Lauren, and I have been an online instructor for the past 4 years. I have been a tutor for the past 10 years, and I just want to say welcome to Anatomy and Physiology. I'm so excited to share this course information with you. Please feel free to answer these questions in the comment section below if you would like to. And just to kind of reach out and make some connections here, what would you like to study in college? Why did you sign up to take anatomy and physiology? What do you think your favorite anatomical or physiological system might be? And what type of learner are you? The textbook referenced throughout this course is Human Anatomy 6th edition by Martini, Timmons, Talix, Pearson, Benjamin, and Cummings, and the ISBN number for this is 978-0321-632012, in case you guys were wondering. Okay, so great. So there's going to be 11 units scheduled for the course. This is kind of the first unit, where I will discuss an introduction to anatomy and medical terminology. Basically, I've kind of taught this course online at different companies, including outschool.com. And I wanted to kind of take this material and share it with you, where it's free and you guys can really kind of rely on these PowerPoints to help you plan ahead and kind of, get an advantage with medical school, nursing school, or just anatomy in general. Okay. So these are kind of the different units that we will cover in this YouTube series. We've got an introduction with cell and medical terminology, tissues and integumentary system, respiratory system, lymphatic system, urinary system, digestive system, the endocrine system, skeletal system, muscular system, cardiovascular, and nervous. Alright, so for week 1, we are going to compare and contrast microscopic anatomy with gross anatomy, identify the major levels of organization in living organisms, define the various branches of anatomy, describe the basic life functions of an organism, identify the organ systems of the human body and understand their major functions, use anatomical terms to describe body sections, regions, relative positions, and the anatomical position, and identify the major body cavities while understanding their function, and gain exposure to medical terminology. Okay, goal 1. The difference between microscopic and macroscopic anatomy is microscopic anatomy cannot be visibly seen without magnification. With microscopic, we're talking like cytology, the study of cells, or histology, the study of tissues. Macroscopic anatomy, or gross anatomy, considers relatively large structures visible by the human eye. We've got superficial, regional, and systemic. And there are 4 basic types of tissues dealing with histology: muscular, connective, epithelial, and nervous. Tissues in combination form organs, and organs are visible, so we have kind of crossed from gross anatomy, or from microscopic anatomy into gross anatomy when we're talking about organs. Great, so this is level 2, levels of organization. We have atoms to chemicals, to cells, to tissues, to organ systems, to the organism. Awesome. And there are 11 anatomical systems of the human body. We've got the muscular system, skeletal system, endocrine system, digestive, cardiovascular, nervous, urinary, lymphatic or lymphoid, respiratory, integumentary, and reproductive. So what is homeostasis? Well, homeostasis is the vital state of affairs of maintaining a normal internal environment within the human body. For example, temperature regulation. Disorders or diseases result when homeostasis is out of balance. Okay, if you guys have any questions during these videos, please post them below, and I would be so happy to do some research or just, answer your questions. This is kind of like a cool way just to kind of, provide a community discussion where you guys can ask questions. Okay. Organ system with major function. Well, we have integumentary system. It protects our bodies from the environment and regulates temperature. Respiratory system, the delivery of air to sites where gas exchange can occur between air and circulating blood. Lymphatic system, defense against infection and disease. Urinary system, elimination of excess waste, salts, and waste products, and also the control of the pH level of the body. And the digestive system, the processing of food and absorption of organic nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and water. Great, so this is level 2, levels of organization. We have atoms to chemicals, to cells, to tissues, to organs, to organ systems, to the organism. Awesome. Alright, and now all living organisms share these processes. We've got responsiveness, growth, reproduction, movement, and metabolism or excretion. Okay, what is the anatomical position? Well, the anatomical position involves a patient holding hands at side, palms turned out, and feet together standing. And what is supine? Supine is lying face up. What is prone? Lying face down. Okay, if you guys have any questions during these videos, please post them below, and I would be so happy to do some research or just, answer your questions. This is kind of like a cool way just to kind of, provide a community discussion where you guys can ask questions. Okay. What are the 20 regions of the human body? So anybody right now in A&P, you guys will be memorizing this for the fall. So you guys, you got this. Okay, you got cervical, neck, thoracic, chest, brachial arm, antebrachial forearm, carpal wrist, sural calf, tarsal ankle, pedal foot, manual hand, abdominal abdomen, pelvic pelvis, pubic interior pubic, inguinal groin, sole, plantar region of the foot, lumbar, lower back, gluteal buttock, femoral thigh, patellar knee, and causal leg. Okay, so remember to always refer to the patient's terms in medicine. Your right is the patient's left, and your left is the patient's right. So when you're kind of like diagnosing or you're, discussing a general body region, you're gonna do the opposite. Keep that in mind. Great, okay, so these are the 9 regions of the human body. You've got right hypochondriac region, epigastric region, left hypochondriac region, right lumbar region, umbilical and left lumbar, right iliac, hypogastric, and left iliac region. You guys should memorize these 9 regions and know which organs are associated with each of the 9 regions. 3 major planes to note. You need to know the transverse plane, frontal plane, and sagittal plane. And you can kind of see that on the diagram. I think this is a really helpful diagram. So utilize this diagram, memorize the 3 planes. Okay. What are body cavities? Well, there's different body cavities. We have the ventral body cavity, which houses respiratory, cardiovascular, digestive, urinary, and repro organs. Thoracic cavity, the lungs and the heart. Pleura in Latin means lungs. Pericardial, heart. Peritoneal cavity, the stomach and intestines, and the pelvic cavity houses the bladder and repro organs. What are viscera? Viscera are internal organs. So Robert Hooke termed the word cell in 1665. Cells are the building blocks of all living organisms, and cells reproduce by division. Cells are the smallest unit to perform all life functions. And there's 2 types of cells. We have sex cells and somatic cells. And cells can be viewed with microscopes. It's important to know the anatomy of a cell. So this is the phospholipid bilayer, and you guys should memorize this. Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology, Unit 1, an introduction with medical terminology. Cell biology, and this is like a really useful video for more help with the cell cytology. Okay, structure of a generalized cell. And as you guys can see, this is a stock image, but like you can kind of see what's going on here. We've got the rough endoplasmic reticulum, we have got ribosome, Golgi apparatus, peroxisome, microtubule, microfilament, microvilli, centrioles, mitochondria, lysosomes, cytosol, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, chromatin, nuclear envelope, nucleus, and plasma membrane. So please memorize the different components of the structure of the generalized cell. What is the difference between pinocytosis and phagocytosis? So pino is to drink, phagio is to eat. These are different processes that the cell is able to follow. Okay, and this is kind of the life cycle of a cell. We have G1, growth, S, growth and DNA synthesis. This is interphase. G2, growth and final preparations for division. And now that the cell is dividing, we've got prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. This is known as the mitotic phase. So be familiar with the life cycle of a cell. And you should also be familiar with DNA, knowing the 4 nucleotide bases, how adenine and thymine are always paired together, and guanine and cytosine are always paired together for DNA. You also have sugar phosphate as the backbone of the DNA helix. Okay, awesome. So now, guys, we were talking about med term week 1. And what is medical terminology? Well, medical terminology is a Latin system of labeling medical terms. Our job as scientists, physicians, and researchers is to decode medical terms that can be kind of complex. And how does medical terminology work? Well, there are prefixes, suffixes, and root words, and they're like building blocks connected by vowels. Therefore, we must memorize prefixes, suffixes, and root words to know medical terminology. And an example of a medical term word is homeostasis. Homeo meaning the same, static or condition, and is pertaining to. That's a word we saw in this unit.